Imagine a world where we prioritize ourselves, where self-care isn't just a luxury but an investment. Hi, I'm Coach SassyFit, and I was thrilled to be invited to a women's luncheon in Lake Mary, Florida. There, I dove deep during my speech into the importance of self-care. I want you to know that it's not only about bubble baths and face masks, it's about nourishing your minds, bodies, and souls. So let's take a moment to reflect on the power of investing in ourselves, because when we prioritize self-care, we unlock our true potential. Get ready to hear my thoughts on the topic while helping you dive into self-discovery and empowerment. I hope you find value in what I have to say.
I feel like if I'm on this earth, I need to be able to be comfortable on this earth. I don't want to be uncomfortable and hurting all the time. So I do what I need to do. Make sure you stretch before every exercise. Stretch every morning, stretch your hips, stretch everything so that you can have that great mobility. Also, you want to make sure that when it comes to getting sleep, that's important as well. A lot of us don't understand the importance of adequate sleep. We can't recover properly, we can't function properly, we will be bloated. Our bodies as women will retain water. We already retain water like every month if y'all know what it is, and it's not fun. So if your body naturally retains water certain parts of the month, and then you are stressing out and you're not eating right and you're not resting right, your body's going to continue to hold it because that's inflammation. And the inflammation will not flush out unless you're resting properly. And we're not talking about just closing your eyes, like getting real sleep, right? You also want to make sure that you get routine health checkups, take care of yourself. Everything is an investment. When you take care of you, if you can invest in out to eat, and you can invest in all these trips that cost money, why not put some of that money into yourself, right? This is the biggest investment. And my thing is this: God gave us this temple as a gift. He didn't have to give it to us. So the best way to take care of a gift, that if someone walked up to you and said, here, this is my love offering to you, and you're going to cherish that gift. This is your love offering from God. Take care of it, right? Because He didn't have to give it to you, and He can also take it from you. So you want to be mindful of how you take care of yourself, okay? Also, when it comes to mental and emotional wellness, you want to focus on your mental health. Like this beautiful coach mentioned earlier, seek out a therapist or a counselor if needed. I go to one every week. We all have traumas that we've experienced in our lives, whether childhood, adult, whenever, and being able to talk to a professional to get you through those things is really important, because if you bottle that stuff up, it's not good. And yes, it's great to have a community of women you can open up to, but sometimes you can really get what you need from a professional. And I'm here to tell you, because my journey, for me standing up here talking in this room full of people, you would have never saw this 10, 15 years ago. I was that person that would not talk in front of anybody. I was scared to sing in front of anybody, and now I'm performing at places, I'm talking at events. What? Who is that? That's because I worked on me, and I worked on the things that made me insecure. And I've learned that a lot of those insecurities came from childhood traumas, which I've been able to work through my therapist and through praising God and having the faith that I need to do that. So pour into yourself. It's an investment in yourself, right? There's so many ways that you can use techniques for mental health. There's mindfulness, there's meditation, meditation. So there's this app, and if you guys want to download it, feel free, but it's called Encounter. It is an inspirational meditation app. I listen to it every morning. It is so beautiful. There's a motivational message. It gives you a scripture. It plays little soft music in the background, and you can pick which topics that speak to you, like things like your purpose in life, peace, forgiveness, whatever it is that you want to work on yourself. And every morning I just hit play, and the guy will start talking. He'll reference a scripture, and you just kind of meditate through that scripture, and you just keep your power for that day. It keeps you in a positive mind frame, and it's free. And it's just a good thing to have that type of meditation. Journaling is good as well. Writing your thoughts down. I like pen and paper. Anytime something bothers me or I experience something, I have looked back on journals that I've written through my healing journey, and I've been amazed. Like, I've really been dealing with this for a long time, but I've really come a long way. And like you were saying before, it's not about competing with other people. Compete with yourself, because I'm about to be 40 in 2 weeks. I'm turning 40 years old, and when I look back, I remember when I was in my 20s, and I was like, I wonder what my life is going to be like when I turn 40. Because I was crying all the time, I was sad all the time, I was hurting all the time, and that was just not a healthy mental state for me. And I was like, I do not want to be here when I turn 40, but baby girl. The stuff that I have overcome, I am so happy at the woman I've become. And I'm about to be, I'm just like, I look at him, I'm just like, you did it. And I'm not where I want to be, but I'm many moons from where I was. And it's because of the care that I put in myself. You don't know how many times I would say, I'm going to the movie by myself. I'm going out to eat by myself. And people would look at me and say, no, you're not. Who you meeting up with? Because they thought I was sneaking to talk to a guy. No, I truly love me. And I love my alone time. And there's nothing wrong with that. It is nothing wrong with being alone. I'm naturally an introvert. So of course I'm gonna like my alone time. And people think just because you speak out in front of people and because you dance and host classes and coach and things like that, that you're not an introvert. No, this takes energy. Trust me, when I get home tonight, after this meeting, I'm probably gonna need a little nap before I finish my day. Because this takes energy. But you have to pour into yourself. And nobody's gonna pour into yourself like you do. Nobody's going to do it. So you need to make sure you do that. And also, just make sure that you are number one outside of God, right? So many of us, we put our kids as number one, our husbands as number one, our mothers and things like that. Put yourself as number one. Everything else can wait. They can wait. Because if your mental state is not where it needs to be, how are you going to be able to pour into your kids, into your mom, into your husband, or whoever it is? You need to take care of you first. You need to be on your agenda first, right? And as far as relationships are concerned, it's so important. Setting boundaries, I'm the queen of setting boundaries. Now, if I'm shaking, it's not because I'm super scared. I'm really cold. So I'm like trying to but I'm so cold. But the thing of it is, boundaries are very important. And a lot of people are afraid of boundaries. And boundaries is not a bad thing. Boundaries is how you protect yourself, right? I used to be that doormat person that said yes to everything because I wanted everybody to like me and I didn't want no one to be upset with me. And that is not a healthy way of being, because at the end of the day, you can want everybody to like you, but essentially they're just using you. They're using you for what you are gonna do for them. And the minute I pumped the brakes, when I came, I was deployed for close to a year, right? When you're deployed, there's nothing really to do but just think and work. When you're not working, you just have all this downtime to think. I spent countless hours in the gym. That was how I maintained my mental health. I ran a lot and I thought a lot. And that was a time when I got really upset with myself. Because I was like, you have been going through this stuff because you allowed it. You didn't never say no. You didn't never tell anybody it was not okay to do these things. You just let it happen. So what are you gonna do when you get back, Chiquita? Are you gonna continue to allow it, or are you gonna set some boundaries? And I told myself, I'm not gonna do this. I don't like this feeling. I don't like the feeling of, man, I should have said something. It's too late now, you should have said it right then. That's how I felt. And I said, going forward, as scary as it might be, I'm gonna say something. And when I came back and I started setting boundaries, I was like, I don't like how that military done changed you. No, it opened my eyes, and now I know I'm not gonna allow people to mistreat me just because they want to, or make me do everything they want me to do because they know I'm a nice person. It's okay to say no. I'm a very nice person. That hasn't changed, but my boundaries still stay the same, and it's uncomfortable. Anytime you make a change and decide to do something for yourself, like set a boundary, it's gonna be uncomfortable. But in that discomfort, you still need to set that boundary.
stop the beat, can't stop it. Can't stop the beat, I won't stop the beat, go.